Hey, Cool Knight. Are you ready to do this?
It's Raising a Gamer! Yeah!
It is. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Raising a Gamer. Cool Knight, what are we going to be talking about today?
Castlevania.
Castlevania. Okay, so Castlevania is a Nintendo game, okay? And if you can tell by see if we can get this in there, yep, by the short little cord. This is a game we have for the NES Classic, okay? Originally came out on the Nintendo Entertainment System back in 1986. Cool Knight. Okay, so back when I was only 5 years old. So this game came out at a time that I wasn't probably playing much in the way of games yet. However, there were a lot of NES games I did play. This was one that I did play. However, my family... Man, yawning again, huh?
Sorry.
My family never owned. So this is one that I've only played from renting. So it's one I've never beat. And despite our best efforts, we didn't get very far in it, did we?
No, we only got to the state, level 3.
Level 3.
What? Well, we defeated 2, but we never defeated 3.
Yeah, we did get to the third level because the first level you face the bat as the kind of end boss. What was the second level? Do you remember?
Medusa head.
Yep, Medusa, and it had all the flying Medusa heads. Now, like we alluded to, this game is
hard,
difficult, very, very, I'd say frustratingly hard. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would give that an A, D-.
Ooh, the throat slash, huh? The D- throat slash, huh? Wow. Yeah, it was definitely up there as far as difficulty level. And I think one of the things that I've kind of forgotten over the years is how hard, are you holding it in?
Oh, my eyes are watering.
Man, you poor kid. We got to get you more sleep. You always yawn during these videos. Okay?
Not late.
One of the things you forget about is a lot of these old games, they didn't have a lot in the way of story. They didn't have a lot in the way of depth. But one of the things they really did do was they made these things
easy controls.
Well, easy controls. I mean, yes, there's only a couple buttons, so there's not a whole lot to learn. But goodness, the difficulty. It's so much of this game is timing, when to do your whip, when to do your jump, and it can be frustrating at times. Okay, so Cool Knight, what are some of the things you liked about the game?
The throwing knife and the enemies, the bosses that you have to defeat.
Okay, so let's break this down in 2 parts. Let's first talk about the throwing knives. So, not just the throwing knives. One of the things that I like about this game is that you do get some extra weapons. You start off, do you remember what the main weapon you have throughout the game is?
Whip.
Okay, now when you start off with your whip, what can you tell us about the main whip you start with?
Like a regular, old rope whip.
Okay, and is it short or long?
Short.
Okay, so you start off with this kind of short, plain whip, and as you go through the game, you can whip things like candles, you can whip parts of the walls, and obviously you whip enemies, right?
And bricks.
And as you whip these things, sometimes you get loot drops. So sometimes it can be an extension on your whip to make your whip longer, more powerful. Sometimes it can be a side weapon, like you said, which was, what was the side weapon you liked?
A throwing knife, and there's a bottle that you can throw if fire comes out. Well, I don't know how this is.
That's like an exploding
loot.
Potion.
Yeah, but I don't know how this is loot. Remember that cross thing necklace? That helps you actually get regen life.
Yeah, when you get the cross necklace, I think what that does is when you pick it up, everyone on the screen, except yourself, the main character, Simon, everyone on the screen dies. All the enemies die.
And you get an extra life.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, too, that is very frustrating, is there are not many times that you get extra life. You can pick up hearts throughout the game. That's one of the things that you can get to drop. And, most gamers know when you find a heart in a game that normally means health. To my understanding, and maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, from what we played, that was not the case. The hearts were more just
points. Like when you defeat an enemy, how many points, it gives you extra points. Which
so
I think is stupid.
Oh, it's more like XP at the end of the level, right?
Yeah, it should have said like an XP instead of just hearts. Like, I don't get that. Not at all.
Okay, so Cool Knight, what would be your overall grade for Castlevania?
It's around a D.
A D?
A D minus or a C minus. I'm going more for a D minus.
Ooh. So you really did not like this game at all?
No, I don't want to play it that much. Not at all.
Okay.
So frustrating.
I would agree. It's very frustrating. I don't know that I'd want to play a ton more of it. I'd probably give it
I would play a newer version, but not that version.
Yeah, exactly. I would probably. I'm gonna go with a C. Average. It's okay. It was fun, but like you said, Cool Knight. If anything else, it really does make me want to play some of the newer Castlevanias, because I know Castlevania is such a popular series. It's one that, for whatever reason, I never really played a whole lot of. So there's a whole slew of Castlevania games out there. So in the comments below, if you're a Castlevania fan, please let us know where's a good place to start with Castlevania, or tell us, maybe why we need to come back to this game and give it more time. But for us, it definitely was frustrating to sit down and play it at a 30-minute to an hour chunk just to try and get through one level, and you die over and over again. As you go into doors, that's where you hit checkpoints. But we were dying so often that we'd hit a checkpoint and then we'd die one more time and it'd be game over and we'd have to start the level all the way at the beginning. And it just got frustrating. It got to the point where it wasn't a lot of fun. Now, from a parent's perspective, being that it's a really old game with really old graphics, I personally didn't have a problem with it. There's not language or anything like that. There is violence. You're going after Dracula. This main character, Simon Belmont, his job is to go into Dracula's castle and take him out. And along the way, you're facing mummies and ghouls and ghosts and flying Medusa heads, which, oh my goodness.
And a bat.
Those things. Oh, and a bat. So parents, there's a bat in this game. But yeah, so there is that. There is some violence there. If your kids
there's no blood.
There's no blood. Yeah, if your kids get scared very easily, this might be one to maybe try out first. But it didn't really have any. In my opinion, was it scary to you? It wasn't really scary to me.
No.
I think the music-wise, they tried to set a tone to make it kind of feel like Dracula's castle, but it's still kind of. I don't want to say it had an upbeat. To it, but it wasn't overly creepy and dark. The game didn't feel dark at all.
Not at all. But the music didn't really help with scariness. Like, it just helped the theme.
Yeah, it kind of fit the theme. Okay, so one of the last things that I want to talk about is this game. If it is one that you're interested, if you don't have it, how can you get it? Now, if you're familiar with the NES Classic, you know how hard this is to get. Nintendo has stopped making them. So if you don't have this game and you want to get it on the NES Classic, it'll come with a whole slew of games. I believe it comes with 30 games, this being one of them. Right now on eBay, that's going to cost you upwards of
20 or 10.
Well, that's a Nintendo cartridge is about $20. So if you want to get the cartridge, that's going to be about $20 on eBay. If you want to get a NES Classic, you're not going to find these in stores. You're going to have to try and get one on eBay, and it's going to cost you upwards of $250, maybe even $300. So I don't know that I would recommend at that price, considering it was $60 when it came out. But if you do have an old Nintendo, you can get this cartridge for $20, and maybe if it's in pristine case or if it comes in the box, it might be a little bit more, but around $20 is about the going rate on eBay. So
I don't think you would want to get that if you're not a collector, but if you're a collector, I bet you would want to get it.
Yeah, it's, in my opinion, $20-$30, just like you said, not worth it unless you're a collector. Now, if you do have a Nintendo Classic, and this is one you want to get into, we mentioned earlier the short cord. I highly, highly, highly recommend getting an extension cord. Okay, this is like a 9-foot extension, which makes this 3-foot controller become a 12-foot controller. Okay, which is a lot better if you're sitting on your couch. You don't want to be playing up against your TV 2 feet away. So that's it. Castlevania. Overall story, we would not recommend this at a $20 to $30 range. Definitely don't recommend you going out and spending $200, $300 on an NES Classic. If you do have an NES Classic, give it a shot, try it out. But otherwise, I guess the main takeaway is it makes me want to play a different Castlevania game, try out one of the others, because I do know that these are very popular and games that people just rave about. So there you have it. That's all for this episode. Please like, share,
subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
And until next time,
we'll see you later. Bye.
See ya.